All right, guys, here is part one of our video on how to do tessellations. First, we have to make our puzzle piece. The squares that I'm using are approximately 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. But you can use something larger if that's what you have. This is just a Post-it note. As you can see, it's just a little bit bigger. A Post-it note is 3 inches by 3 inches. You could use something like this. However, a Post-it note is very flimsy and you're gonna be tracing around this. So I recommend taking something a little thicker, like an index card or a file folder or something that's a little bit thicker, not quite as thick as like cardboard, and then putting that on top and just tracing it out. You can use a smaller square if you'd like. We also showed how to make our own squares by folding the paper, cutting that out, and then you have a much smaller square to work with. So for your piece, the first thing that you need to do is label the parts, the corners, sorry, the sides A, B, and B. This is very important for what we're about to do. Now next, you're going to draw a line from this corner of A to this corner of A. Although complicated lines look interesting, simpler is simply better in this case. So I'm just going to make a slightly curved line, and I actually didn't make it perfectly curved for interest. And then, yeah, you have to make sure it goes from that corner all the way to that corner. Don't start it on the sides here. Then the same thing for one of the B sides. Start it at the corner, finish it at the bottom corner. Now that you've got your two pieces, your A and your B, you're going to cut them out. I've got my pieces already cut out right here. So I have my part like this. I did a very simple, just a straight line at the top and a slightly curved line at the bottom. The next step is you're going to move your A piece down here to your A and your B piece over to your B. Line those up as closely as you can and then tape them together. You want to try to make sure there's little to no gap in between your pieces. If you have any bit of tape that's hanging off, you want to give that a trim off too, so it doesn't mess with your puzzle. So you have your A piece, slide it down, your B piece, slide it over, and then just tape it. You don't have to use clear tape if you don't have any. So now that you have your puzzle piece, you're ready to tessellate. I like to start it right in the middle and then turn it into a different shape or different orientation than we had it before. And then you simply hold it down with your non-drawing hand and trace it. Making sure to get all the sides. And now once you have this piece, this is a sliding tessellation. So that means I should be able to slide it over here and it will fit. I should be able to, from the original position, slide it up and make it fit. From the original position, I should be able to slide it over. And all of these pieces fit together just like a puzzle. And I should also be able to slide it down. The top part fits, the right side fits, the left side fits, the bottom fits. If you have a problem where it doesn't quite exactly line up, that's okay. Just do the best that you can. When we go over this with black marker, it'll hide any mistakes that we have. And then you keep on going, filling in every single space with your tessellation piece. You don't turn it at all, you don't flip it over at all. You should be able to fit it into any space on your paper. Eventually, you're gonna come to the bottom of your paper. Keep on tracing it. Keep on tracing it until you've completely filled up your entire paper and you have no more space. The next step you're going to need is a black marker to outline all of your lines. Black markers are great for hiding any mistakes that you have on your paper. Now, if you plan to paint this, make sure that your marker is permanent. If you don't plan to paint this and you're going to do the second option of coloring it in, then you can use any marker that you have, washable or permanent. Permanent markers work great at hiding any little mistakes that we have. Keep going until you filled up the entire paper. So I finished my entire paper. You may be working with a smaller piece of paper, you may be working with a smaller puzzle piece, but you want to keep going all the way to the very edges and even off the paper. Then go over all of your pencil lines with a black marker. Once you've done that, check out the second video for how to decorate your tessellation.